Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Everyday Wisdom with E.M. Daniel. On today's episode of the program, we'll be looking at the power of where you are and what you have in your hand. Where you are and what you have in your hand. A lot of persons have come to a standstill in life and have put a full stop on their life because they are waiting for the right time, the right opportunity. They are waiting for when everything they wanted to have before they could start their life adventure is fully available. And many of them, they've been waiting for years now and they keep waiting. Some made plans of what they wanted to do at the inception of the year. But up till now, this is like the 7th month of the year, they've not started because they are still waiting for until they have everything available. You see, one of the irony of life is that most of the time it doesn't work that way. Everything you see, the trees around you was once a seed. The earth operates on a law called the law of seed time and harvest. Most time, every great thing begins small as a seed and grows to become a mighty tree. So if you're waiting to start at the level of a tree, I'm assuring you, you will keep waiting. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about how that you can spot opportunity and then from what you have and where you are. One of the story or the books that have blessed me so much is this book, The Acres of Diamond. It's a story of a man who heard of a land full of diamond and how that a handful of this diamond could make him wealthy. He went ahead to make inquiry where this land is, and when he was told, he had a piece of land where he was farming before. He sold everything and went in pursuit of where he could get the diamond, only to find out years later that same land that he has been farming before was actually of many acres of diamond. He came back regretting and crying, but this time around he has already sold the land. There's nothing he could do. The new buyer took possession and now makes fortunes and has built wealth for himself. This is a very sad story, but it's one of the things that a lot of persons are suffering today. Many people neglect what they have. They never see value in what they have. You see a lot of people today leaving their marriage. They want see other marriages and they want to be like, no, you could make yours work. Someone that what you're admiring is someone who decided to make it or her own work. So I want to encourage you today that why not start seeing good in what you have? That thing that you have that you don't like it is someone else's prayer point. The level of academics you have right now that you feel it's nothing to you, it's someone's prayer point. There was a time you once even prayed for that level. Many of us, we don't seem to take what we have serious. Our eyes are on other people's own. We want to be like other people. If only you could find out their story of how they started. Majority of young people today, ask them, they say, why are you not fulfilling purpose? They tell you, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that connection. The sincere truth is you may never have these things, but there's something every one of us have that if only you can take advantage of it, you'll be amazed at what you can do with it. And that is what on this episode, I want to encourage you that look, try to see with the eye of your mind. Don't look at the picture you are currently seeing of that thing now. Rather, look beyond the physical and see the vast amount of potential that is embedded in what you have. One of the stories that inspired me in the Bible is the story of the widow, wife of the prophet, whose husband died and left her with a lot of debt and her children. It was said that by tomorrow the debtors were planning to come take the children so that they'll become from her And then the woman went out and to a prophet and inquire what she could do. You see, let's just stop here before we go further. One of the things she did was that when she had that issue, she went out and then someone else told her what to do. And when she came to the prophet never asked her to pray, never asked her to fast, never asked her to give, never asked her to do anything, sacrifice. He only asked her a question, which I'm also going to ask you now. What do you have in your house? In your house could mean in your land, it could mean in your company, it could mean in your marriage, it could mean in your home, it could mean in your office. What do you have? It could be one little thing that you have, and then through that little things, every other thing can come out of it. Thank God, she was able to identify her own. She said nothing but only a little piece, little handful of oil, and the man of God told her, go borrow vessels from your neighbor. That is another powerful principle again. When you've identified it, it is not enough to identify it. When you've identified what you have, you must go borrow vessel. It is in so doing that it multiplies. Sometimes that gift in you will remain small until you go borrow vessel. What are vessels? You go read books of experienced authors who have done what you're trying to do. Gather knowledge of other people, make intentional relationships that will help you to expand that oil in your bottle. You see, one of the things is that there are people that come into your life and then what they are struggling to do for years, you see, it's just a beck and call for them. They know what to do to expand it. It could be that your vision. Maybe you have tried everything to make it expand. Why not go to a neighbor? There's a neighbor of you that is close, that has the ability to expand. You could be lacking in area of leadership, but that person is gifted in that area. It could make things to work out for you. And when you leverage on their experience, you leverage on their knowledge, you leverage on their resources, I'm telling you, you'll be amazed on how plenty your oil could become. So I want to put it out to you today. Go borrow a vessel, and then when you have borrowed this vessel, now it is not enough. Come back to your house and then shut the door and start multiplying. Start multiplying what you have. Now that you've learned, you've taken courses, you've gone to school, you've improved yourself, it is time now to start putting this thing to use. So like I always said on Everyday Wisdom, I always say there are three things you have to do with your gift. The first is you have to discover it. The second is you have to develop it. And then finally, you have to deploy it. If you fail to do any one of these, you will not get the best out of that seed in your hand. So you discover, you develop, and then you deploy. In discovering, that's what the woman did. She went and make inquiry from the prophet. When the prophet helped her to discover what she has, the next is that she went to develop. After you seek counsel, you've gone out to inquire what is the challenge. The next is in developing. It's mostly you that's going to do it. That's when determination comes in. That's when you diligence comes in. That's when commitment comes in. That's when discipline comes in. You sit down for hours until you ensure that what you have is developed. All right. When I discovered I have the ability to speak, I noticed it, and then I had to take about three years. I think that was in 2021. I had to take about 3 years after my graduating from the university to start learning public speaking, to start learning how I could package what I know. Video editing, graphics, all those, I was taking them all through this period so that I can package what I'm going to say, and then so you could hear me. All right, I did it from the comfort of my home, and then look at where you are now. You're hearing now. What happened? I leverage on technology. I learned the how. So it might interest you to know. You might want to do the same today. Don't neglect the little things you have. That little thing God has given you is for your profitability. It's for your profit. So go ahead, discover it, develop it, and then deploy it. Ask yourself, what do I have? What do I have? Where I am currently, what can I do with it? And you'll be shocked at how much to discover it. You sit down, you think, you ask yourself question, Our world today, a lot of people are no longer thinking again. Social media distraction here and there. You cannot get so much if you live your life like that. And then seek counsel, go for mentorship, attend seminar, go to where people, other people that have done these things and learn from them. Yes, it's until you engage some of those things that you discover yourself, and then you even discover what is inside of you. And they will come your way again, same time, same channel. I remain EM Daniel. Please don't forget to follow, to share, and then to like this video. And if you've been blessed, please kindly share with someone you might not know who you might be helping by sharing this video. See you.